princess in a tower. Oh my gosh, that's just like me. Poor Rapunzel needs a haircut, but the witch won't set her free. She passes time by singing, like someone else I know. As years go by, she sits and waits. As years go by, uh-oh. A torturous existence. I don't remember this part. She wishes she were dead. Skip ahead, skip ahead. But in the end, Rapunzel finds a millionaire. The prince is good at climbing and braiding golden hair. So I know he'll appear, for there are rules and there are strictures. I believe the storybooks I read by candlelight. My white knight and his steed will look just like these pictures. It won't be long now, I guarantee. Day number 23. I know it's today. So, my mom is this huge reader, and she's particularly fond of trashy paperback romance novels. She always had this huge collection at my house growing up, and one of my favorite things to do, even before I could read, was to get one of the books, look at the pictures on the cover, and imagine myself in that scene. Funny thing is that I was never really the strapping knight in that couple wrapped in a passionate embrace. I was the beautiful princess. You know, those covers always made love seem like this beautiful, magical thing, and I remember that even at that age, it was something I desperately wanted. Of course, love's kind of hard to find, even when you aren't a lonely, very, very gay child, so I spent a lot of time waiting for Prince Charming to come along. And whenever things got a little too lonely, I would just throw myself into another love story. Romance novels, romantic comedies, and of course, the OG romance novel, fairy tales. Oh, like this one, for example. There's a princess in a coma, glad it's her instead of me. Pretty maiden in a glass box, how, I wonder, does she pee? Blah, 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 boring apple, boring, evil queen. Filler, in that red that, 7 shorties on the scene, skip ahead. But in the end, the princess wakes up with a start. The prince is good at kissing and melting Snow White's heart. So I know he'll appear, and his armor will be blinding, as shining as his perfect teeth and manly hose. He'll propose, with me, and the prenup will be binding. About time we set the wedding date. Day number 948. I know it's today. He'll show up today. Princess, any princess, take your pick, they're all like me. Okay, not exactly. I'm still waiting. They're all living happily. Ever after, better get here. I need love in seconds flat. No one needs these middle fits. Oops. Cut the Jenners, cut Mel Gibson, cut that moron Logan Paul. Cut the scandals, cut the tweeting, cats for Trump. Just cut it all. Cut the breakups, cut the boasting. Woo. 50% off. Keep the coupon. Cut the ghosting and the waiting, the waiting, the waiting, the waiting, the waiting. I know he'll appear, though I seem a bit bipolar. And I'm a vandal now as well. Hope he won't mind. I'm a find. I'm a catch. And a very gifted bowler. It won't be long it's Aaron. It's me, it's Aaron. Now I know he'll appear, for there are rules and there are strictures. I believe the storybooks I read by candlelight, my white knight, my knight and his steed will look just like these pictures. It won't be long now, I guarantee. They number 8,423. Oh, yes, I know it's today. I know it's today. So, you'll be happy to know that on day 8,424, love finally did come knocking at my door. And it was everything I'd hoped it would be. I met a wonderful man, and while in the end we did end up parting ways, I spent 6 very, very happy years of my life with him that I wouldn't trade for the world. You know, the funny thing is though, when I think about the Prince Charming, you know, that I'd dreamt up as a kid, and then I think about the person who actually showed up, I had some very, very unrealistic expectations about love and who I needed to have as a partner. I mean, for starters, I thought he'd be taller than me, which, I mean, was a little delusional on my part, I'll admit. It's just so funny that, you know, society tells us, oh, you must have this from a relationship, you must have that in a partner. And then once you finally find it, you realize that what you actually needed in love is something totally different. I used to dream that I would discover the perfect lover someday. I knew I'd recognize him if ever he came round my way. I always used to fancy then he'd be one of the godlike kind of men, with a giant brain and a noble head, like the heroes bold in the books I've read. Then along came Bill, who's not the type at all. You'd meet him on the street and never notice him. His Mormon face, his manly grace, are not the kind that you would find in a statue, and I can't explain. It's surely not his brain that makes me thrill. I love him because he's wonderful, because he's just my Bill. He can't play golf, or tennis, or polo, or sing a solo, or row. He isn't half as handsome as dozens of men that I know. He isn't tall, or straight, or slim, and he dresses far worse than Ted or Jim. And I can't explain why he should be just the one man in the world for me. He's just my Bill, an ordinary boy. He hasn't got the thing that I can brag about, and yet to be upon his knee, so comfy and roomy, feels so natural to me. And I can't explain, it's surely not his brain that makes me thrill. I love him because he's, I don't know, because he's just my Bill.